guys, are you ready to go?
Ready to place an ad.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
I'm excited. So here's what we're going to teach you in this video. In this video, we are going to show you click by click how to place your very own ad on Facebook. So by now, you've accomplished some stuff. And we're proud of you. By now, you've gotten clear on your avatar. You know, okay, these are kind of the best interests for me to target for my particular product. I know who I'm writing my ad to. I've got clear on their pains, their problems, what they want. And I've written an ad specifically for that person. I've made a video specifically for that person. I've set up my ads account. I've set up my fan page. You've accomplished so much, and we are so proud.
You've accomplished more than 99% of people in the internet marketing game, period.
Yeah, that's all you have to say about that. And right now, you are at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
And punching this ad home is scoring the touchdown. So we're going to show you our way of doing ads. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can place ads on Facebook. Me and Stapes have a very unique, particular style. And the reality is we get leads cheaper than almost everybody. Yeah. So that doesn't mean our way is the right way or the best way, but it is a proven way and it does work. Now, you'll see a lot of ads on Facebook that aren't set up the way me and Stapes set up our ads. But a lot of times they're paying more than we are. So I would definitely recommend setting up your ads the way me and Stapes recommend setting it up inside of this video.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then start testing different stuff, because you might find something that works even better. There's a million different ways of doing it. Yep. We just want to show you what works for me and Stapes. Stapes, does that sound fair to everybody?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So what we do is, again, kind of like what we talked about in one of the earlier videos. We actually want our ad to not appear like an ad. Yeah. So what we do is we actually post the ad or the story or the video right onto our fan page, just like a regular post. So I'm on my fan page right now. So what we do is we actually post the ad right on our regular fan page as a normal post, and then we run ads to that post. And the reason we do it that way is because when it appears in the news feed of the people we're targeting, it does not look like an ad. It's called a native advertising. It looks like it's just another one of their friends posting, which is...
Should we show them, like if we go to the newsfeed right now, I'm sure we can scroll and find an ad that doesn't look like the one we're doing.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
We can probably find it in 2 seconds.
We'll find it for you. It's like, you guys can probably go to Facebook and find it. There's one.
Yeah, that is iconic, which they have great art, by the way. Just a total side note, they have entrepreneurial art, so if you want some art for your house, they've got some great art.
We're not an affiliate, but they are cool. So here we go.
Okay.
There's one.
Yeah, there's one. So as you can see,
that's an ad.
Which
looks like an ad.
Well, but as you can see, it has this little box right here. You can tell it's an ad. It has the Learn More button. It's an ad.
Yeah.
And so in this way it works. A lot of people advertise on Facebook in this way, but what we do is we post it just like a regular post. So essentially, our ad looks like Sherry's post right here in the newsfeed. Or like, let's see if I can find just a different random post. Okay, that's not. Okay, or Denise. Or
Denise is one of our clients, actually.
Yeah, so it looks just like this, where it looks just like a real post. Like this could actually be an ad. She could actually. Oh, this is actually her talking about what she's made.
Yeah, this is awesome.
So this is Denise, one of our clients who's made $6,400 in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
There's actually a with Invisible Flame Fire. So that's kind of neat. That wasn't
But we want to show you what works, and we want to show you the difference. We want to give you a contrast. Yeah. And when we place this ad, you'll notice that ours is way more native, way more, I don't want to say camouflage, but it feels like, you know what? Who's this? This is a friend of mine. It looks like a regular post.
Exactly, which is super valuable. So here's how we start the ad. So what we do, number one, is you just go to your fan page. I'm online right now. If you want to pause this video and go to your fan page, you can do that. So I'm on my fan page, and what I'm going to do is I have a note document opened up right here with my ad, and what I'm going to do is hit Command-C to copy this ad. So by now, many of you guys, you have your own ad, you've written it. If you haven't written or made your video or wrote your story yet, go ahead and do that now so that you're ready to go. Now, one thing that I want to point out is, Stapes, how many times am I using a link and call to action in this ad?
1, 2, 3.
3 times. So we have 1, 2, 3 times I'm using the link. So a lot of times in video, we do a shorter ad with usually just 1 link. Now we're actually testing as we speak, and in the future, I'm sure we'll be teaching this, we're testing as we speak a combination of a story ad with a video. But a lot of times for ads right now with video, it's usually 1 link. But when we write story ads, I usually use 2 to 3 links in my ad. So if you've written your ad, I would go read it real quick and make sure you're given 2 or 3 call to actions, not just one. The more times you tell people to do things, the more likely they are to do it. And so we have the ad right here, and I'm just going to post it. This is just an example. And so then what I'm going to do, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a picture. Now you can either add, if you have a video ad, you can actually add your video here. If you have a picture ad or a story ad, you add your picture now. So I'm going to click add photos to your post, and it says upload photos or videos. So if you click the same button, whether you're doing a photo or a video, if you want to do a video, you would find that video right here. I'm just going to find a picture of myself. I'm just going to search myself on my computer here, this Mac, and here we go, me at the library. That'll work for this purpose here. And then what I'm going to do, it's going to take a second to load up that image, and then I'm going to hit publish. So I'm going to hit publish, and you guys will see in real time what it looks like. So here we go. So as you can see, so when this appears in someone's newsfeed, it'll actually look exactly like this. Exactly like it's just another one of their friends in their newsfeed. They can't even tell that it's an ad.
And the reason this is really important is because it lowers their buying resistance. It lowers their friction. It melts it away because Facebook is a platform for people. And it's a platform for stories. And it's a platform for sharing. And what Landon just did there is it steps into that spirit.
Exactly. So your very first step towards placing your Facebook app, the way me and Staves do it, and again, in the future, you can test multiple ways. But the way me and Staves do it, the first step is to go and take your story or your video app and post that on your Facebook account. Upload the good image of yourself. Hopefully you watched the image secrets, the picture secrets, that Staves video, and you have your picture of yourself right there. Hopefully you're smiling, looking good on a vacation or something. And you post that on your Facebook. Then what you do is you come back over to your ads manager. So I'm just going to come up here. I'm going to click this little triangle thing, and I'm going to click manage ads. And I'm going to head right over to my ads manager. And
keep in mind, the platform changes all the time. So essentially, like Landon just click manage ads. Find manage ads. If, down the road, if it changes. And same with the back office. We're going to be keeping the principles the same. And all the clicks will essentially be the same. They might just move around the page.
Exactly. That's a great note. You know, I even right before we started shooting this video, we're like, wow, they literally just made a change to what it looks like in here. And so they're making small changes all the time.
Not big ones.
You just can kind of work around them, work fluid with them. And so we're going to show you click by click of how to set it up today. In the future, it might be a little different, but all of the principles are the same. And the big money, here's just like a little life secret for you if you want to make a lot of money. Major in the majors. What does that mean? Well, it means there's a lot of little things. So like the small click to click, that's a minor, right? That's a minor, and isn't what moves the needle. What moves the needle is the majors, is the story you write, the image you use. Those are the majors that are really going to move your business forward. And if you major in the majors, making money is a lot easier. Does that make sense?
Love that.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm in my ads manager. I'm going to come up here to the top right. I'm going to click create ad. Again, for you, it could be in a totally different place by now. But I'm just going to click create ad, and it's going to take me to this screen right here. And here's what we got. So there's a lot of different options here. We have traffic, engagement. What do? We have video views. Well, here's what we do. We use conversions, and here's why. You're essentially telling Facebook that I want to show my ad in front of people who are likely to buy it, essentially who are likely to convert into whatever we want. So let's say we targeted an ad for engagement. Well, in this ad, it's the same ad. Everything's the same, except here, Facebook is showing your ad not to people who are likely to convert into buyers, but to people who are likely to engage, essentially like or comment. And do likes and comments pay the bills, Staves? Is this house paid for by likes?
A lot of people get excited about likes, right? Even some people get excited about views.
That new Cadillac out front, Staves, that paid for by likes?
My Caddy wasn't paid for by likes.
No, that was paid for with conversions, with money. Exactly. And so that's how we optimize for conversions. Now, that being said, there is a time and place to optimize for engagements. There's a time and place to optimize for video views. All of these have their time and place. Essentially, what we're teaching you in this course is the minimum maximum. So we're showing you 90% of the time when we go to place an ad, we're doing conversions. Every now and then, let's say we do an ad where I do want people to comment.
Then I might do an
engagement. Now let's say my only goal isn't even to get leads or sales, it's just for more people to see my videos. Then I would do video views. And so there are different times, but what we want to do isn't get you a brand.
And that's usually done with profits that you make. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't start off with that.
You want to get your money first, and then eventually you can build your brand, which is for yourself. But let's get your money first. Let's feed the family first.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what we do is we come in here, we select conversions, easy enough. And then what it's going to ask us, we see a couple of things. So we say, okay, conversions. It asks us, do we want to create a split test? Now, this is actually brand new. As you can see, it says new.
And it's a good feature.
Oh, so
this is going to save us, I can't even put a timestamp on it. It's going to save you hours.
Hours and hours. So essentially what it's asking is, do you want to create multiple ad sets at once? So remember in the last video where I said you'd have an ad set for each interest? Well, you can now create all of those at one time. So if you want to have an ad set for Eric Worre and an ad set for Russell Brunson, you can create both of those ad sets at the exact same time. Now, that used to not be a feature. We used to have to create the ad set, and then we have to click create ad in and do it over and over and over. Now we can do it all at once, which does save hours. So the answer is yes. If you are planning on targeting, remember in the last video we said we recommend 3 interests to start? If you're planning on doing that, then you check this box. Now, let's say you're on a super budget. $5 a day is just all you can click. You can only do $5. Then you don't need to do that if you're just going to do 1 interest. But again, we highly, highly recommend if you're going to take this game seriously and be an internet marketer, that you start with 3 interests. And again, it's just for the day. It's $15 for that day. And if you want, you can always turn off an ad set or 2 if they aren't working well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and again, that's compressing time. Your time doesn't exist when you compress and you split test like this.
Exactly. So. That's how you can see people. It's like they just got started online and they're already making 6 figures. Well, it's because they did a lot of little things like that to compress their time along the way. And so then it asks us for the campaign name. What do I name my campaigns again? I name my campaigns essentially a reminder of what ad it is. So for me, if I'm talking about my video ad.
What was it, the one you just had?
Yeah, it's 3 Secrets video.
Well, the one you just posted.
Oh yeah, I guess I could go look at that one. Where was that?
I think it was just the story one.
Okay, yeah, it was essentially.
Just say my story.
Yeah. We'll do, but I do want it to be kind of specific. So it's actually, the picture was me in a library. So I'll do library story ad, and then I put the date. Today is June 23rd. June 23rd.
That's just for you. No one else sees it.
No one else sees it. It's just for you. So something that's going to know that you know when you see that campaign of what ad it is, so you know for your own reference, and then the date so that you can search your time. Does that make sense? And then what we do is we click continue, and you can follow along right with this. So it's going to ask us a few things. Number 1 is, because this is an ad for conversions, it's going to ask us for a conversion pixel. Now, I'm in one of my old Facebook Ads managers to kind of show you the demo of everything. So I don't even have an active conversion pixel, but you went through the videos with Jaded, so you do have an active conversion pixel.
And you have a little blue circle next to it.
Actually, I think it's green.
Oh, I'm sorry,
it's a little green circle. I'm just going to choose one, even though mine aren't even active right now. That's okay. And then what we do, it says, do you want to drive more traffic to an offer? We're just going to leave that off. I've never messed around with it. If you ever want to test it in the future,
what's cool about what we're doing here is we can make $30 grand a month using about 50% of the capacity of what this platform
We're probably using 10% of the overall
kind of like
capacity.
Combined. We're only using, what's the stats?
Yeah, I think it's used 10%.
We're using 10% of our minds. We're using 10% of Facebook, doing 30K. So
it's really
don't worry about a lot of the extras here.
Yeah, great mistakes, great point. Absolutely, you can do that. Now, here's what's cool. Remember how a second ago we said that we did want to split test ad sets? Basically, we wanted to create more than 1 ad set. Remember where we set that
I do.
So right here, it's asking us the question, okay, so you want to do multiple ad sets. How many ad sets do you want to do, and what do you want the difference to be between those ad sets? What we want is a different interest, essentially what Facebook calls it is an audience. We want to do a different audience for each ad set. So what we do is says, what do you want to test? We're going to click on it. We're going to click audience, right? So we're going to test audience. It looks like you can also test placement, which is mobile desktop. I haven't messed with that yet. Again, this is this literally was not here yesterday. When I was prepping to make this video, this is brand new.
And again, as you follow along, pause the video, go through your Facebook Ads Manager, set it up as we go along, and kind of pause and play the video. I think that'll be the best way to do it.
Yep. So here it is. So we have our default audience as ad set 1, ad set 2. So Facebook automatically created 2 ad sets for us. And again, what do we want to do? We want to have 1 ad set for every interest we target. So we can have the first one be Eric Worre, the second one be Ray Higdon. Does that make sense?
It does. We're giving Eric and Ray a lot of glory in training.
I don't know. It keeps it easy, just keep the names the same. And so I'm going to go ahead and click edit. So now it's asking me, okay, so you can see some things. So custom audiences is the very first thing. This is more of an advanced feature. We'll be covering that in later modules. So we don't need to worry about that to start. And then it asks, okay, what locations do you want to target? Now, there are different solutions for every, it depends on where you live. So here's what we do though. I'll just tell you what we do. That'll keep it easy. So what we do is we start with just targeting the United States. We target the United States only. It's the biggest market, has the most amount of people. If your ad's going to do well, it's going to do well in the United States. Then what we do, let's say we live in a world where we do the ad and it's crushing. Then what we would do is we would come in and we would do an ad specific for Canada. Does that make sense?
Would you add US and Canada or just Canada?
I would split them apart, just like we do with mobile and desktop.
Gotcha.
Just like we do with different interests. And why? Because I want to know, are my leads coming from Canada or the US?
Gotcha.
Because it might do really well in the US, but horrible in Canada, and I want to know that data. With this game, data is power.
Yeah, 100%. What are your top 4 countries? I know
Great question, Steve. So I target the major English-speaking countries, which are the U.S. And again, I start off with just U.S.
Just
I don't throw all 4 of these.
You can make a full-time. You can make a full-time income literally just targeting the U.S.
Just hundreds of thousands in the U.S. alone.
Yeah.
But when you're scaled, this is more of a scaling conversation, and we'll talk more about step-by-step how to scale in future videos. But we have the U.S., we have Canada, we have the
UK.
Am I spelling that right? Yeah, we have the UK, and we have Australia. Sometimes
the big 4.
Sometimes we also do New Zealand, I believe, but I rarely do it. These are really, just like Steve said, the big 4, if you want to write them down, the 4 big English-speaking countries. And again, we start off with just US, Canada, UK, Australia. For you, though, if you're in a different market, let's say you're living in Canada and you really want to target Canadians because you're doing a local thing, then maybe you start with Canada. So it kind of depends on what you're doing. This is just what works best for me and Steve's main offers. So we start there. We're US only, perfect. So then it asks us, okay, so what ages do you want to target? And so I come in here and I choose the age, and this is totally dependent. Here's what I do. My offers are very generic, and they're kind of for all ages. So I just do 21 to 65 plus is what I personally do, 21 to 65 plus. Now in the future, one of the amazing things about Facebook, and we'll show you how to do this in a little bit, is that Facebook actually will tell you what age range it's working best in.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you if your ad's doing better for mobile or desktop, unfortunately, so we don't know. But it does tell you what age range the ad is doing best in. And so what we can actually do, let's say we start off targeting 21 to 65 plus, and then Facebook gives us data a week later and says your ad is crushing from 35 to 45.
Yeah, they'll send you a notification on your phone or on your computer, and they'll be like, you know what? You're getting 20% cheaper leads from 35 to 45 or 45 to 50. They'll give you data. You can go back in and scale on that
so
data.
Then what we could do is create an additional ad set. So we don't pause the current one, but we create an additional ad set only targeting this age range. But in the beginning to start it, we just go for all ages. Now, you watching this, you might be selling something that is specific for age ranges, right? Maybe golfers are more likely to golf after 50. I don't know if that's true or not.
Probably.
But you might be in a niche where age is important.
Yeah.
And so if age is important for you, then target certain ages. If you're selling something that where, young people at like 20 to 30 are more likely to buy it, target that.
Sure.
For most products, though, age isn't that important. Then we look at gender. Again, for gender, for us, our product is for both.
Yeah, we go all.
It's for both. And so we select all. We target both men and women. Now, that being said, Facebook does give you data on that.
Yep.
So we could see in a week or 2 weeks that, wow, this particular ad's doing way better with women. Let's create an ad set just for women. But when we go live, we target both men and women. Your offer might be female specific. It might be men specific, and then you could choose that there. Then it says languages. Because I only target English-speaking countries, I usually just leave that blank. If you want, though, let's say you speak Spanish.
Well, look at Dave and Roxanne.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say you speak Spanish, but you live in the U.S., you could actually target people who speak Spanish but live in the U.S.
Yeah.
So there's a lot you can do here. I just personally leave that blank. Here's really the important box here, though. So see where it says detail targeting here? This is where we actually come in and we add in interests, which is where things get really great. So I can come in here. Eric Worre's interest is under Network Marketing Pro. And here it is, Network Marketing Pro. And as you can see, there are a couple. So we have Network Marketing Pro, Eric Worre. There's just, and then here's an amazing feature. Yeah. And we'll talk more about this later.
This is how you farm extra keywords for testing.
So say, you see what just popped up? It says suggestions. Now look, there's all of these suggestions
look at the pockets of communities: 100,000, 400,000, 500,000, 500,000, 300,000, 200,000. This is how you scale. This is how you tap into other pools.
Scale, and we'll be teaching how to scale in the future. But essentially, what Facebook is doing is they're saying, hey, people that like Eric Worre, they're also interested in this. Here's some suggestions for you. Now, again, in ours, we only do one interest at a time. So I'm not going to do.
So we're good here.
Yeah. So I'm not going to do Eric Worre, Ray Higdon. I'm just going to do one. Why? So that I know what interest it's working for. If I added Ray Higdon here, and I was getting leads for $5, I wouldn't know if it was $10 leads on Worre and $2 on Higdon.
Facebook won't tell you that.
I'd have no idea. They do give us data on men and women and age, but they do not give the data on interest, so I'd have no idea. So we just have to split those up. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
And so as you can see here, it says Network Marketing Pro, says potential reach. 320,000 people.
Yeah.
So now obviously the more you spend, the more people will see that each day.
Yep.
And so we have it right there, and then we just simply click
what about connection type? Leave it, right?
I just leave connection type, and that's all I do. So again, all we do essentially is we set the location. We just left it at US. We set the age. All we did was change it from 18 to 21. We left gender as the same, language as the same, and then change the targeting to our.
Now, if you don't enter a language, is it default English, or do you have to select English?
It's just everyone in the U.S., though the majority of people in the U.S. speak, even if they speak Spanish, they do speak English as well. Like here, I can actually just show. So there's 320,000 people. Let's say if I do English all, here we go, 320,000 people. So it didn't change anything at all. So I usually just leave it blank. It just saves 6 seconds. Then we click update, and we have that interest ready to go. As you can see, one thing you actually can do is you can actually save an interest. I'll actually show you guys how to do that. So if I come in, and let's see, and I click Save As.
The reason we like to save these is because down in the later in the future, instead of having to do that all over again, we can just select Eric Worre as an audience, and it automatically populates everything
all of that.
Your ad set.
The 21 to 65, all of that's auto-populated.
So for example.
So right here, I could actually come in.
There it is.
Select Eric Worre. So again, what do we want to target with this one? Ray Higdon.
Yeah, we want Ray Higdon.
But if I just go ahead and select Eric Worre, now everything else is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I can come in and I just simply take out Ray Higdon, take out Eric Worre, type in Ray Higdon, and here he is.
400.
There we go.
I don't know why it threw the UK on there.
Yeah. Oh, it's because I selected English all. So it just was all Englishes. But you don't even have to do that. Then we can type in Save as New and save this one as Ray Higdon. And now anytime we create an ad, if we want to target Ray Higdon, all of those settings are saved. How amazing is that?
So you just saved 20, 30 seconds on every single ad set you do.
Yeah, forever. Minutes and minutes. Minutes compound. Right?
Yeah.
We want to save time everywhere we can because minutes.
So do we want to do 3 ad sets here? Like we
Let's do. So it says there's a button. It says test another ad set.
Let's do one more.
Let's do one more.
Yeah.
So we click test another ad set. Ray Higdon set by default. We click edit. We come in here. We take out Ray Higdon. Let's do. I believe it's under My Lead System Pro.
I think they have MLSP now too.
Is it? Maybe you're right. Is it under MLSP?
Yeah. Oh.
Uh-oh. Or was it, or maybe it's a space, My Lead System Pro. Let's see. We'll find it. Here it is. It's spaces, My Lead System Pro. And then I click again, the same thing, Save as New. My Lead System Pro.
Now you got 3 automatically saved ad sets for the future. And now you have 3 ad sets running for this.
So Facebook will publish all 3 of these ad sets at the same time. You know how much time that saves?
And you have them all split out, so you're going to know exactly how many leads you're getting for Eric Worre, exactly how many leads for Ray and an LSP. You're going to know which ones are working, which ones aren't. It's beautiful.
What a beautiful thing. Yeah. Back in the day, we used to have to build these one at a time. You had to do Eric Worre, click create ad, come back and start all over from the top. Yeah. Now this is just so beautiful, so amazing, so much time to save. So that's your first thing. Now Facebook is going to ask you the placements. They're going to essentially, where do you want your ad to be? Do you want it to be on the news feed? Do you want it to be on mobile? Where? What we want to do is it has automatic placements. Yep. That's generous of Facebook, but that's not what we want. we want to click edit placements, and here's what we want to do. So it's going to say Facebook and Instagram. What we want to do is split everything out. So we do not want to target Instagram and Audience Network. Yep. All we want is Facebook. Yep. And then we click on, you see this little drop down here, Staves?
Yep.
We click on that, it's going to say where in Facebook. The only thing we want is one thing at a time, which is the feed. Yeah. Which is the Facebook newsfeed. And then later, I believe we select that we want it mobile. We do devices. Oh, yeah, here it is right here. So it says all devices. We want to split these out.
Yeah, we want to split them.
So we're going to do mobile only, and then we're going to unselect all of this again because it reselects when you switch to it. So you select mobile only feed, and that's it.
So uncheck instant, uncheck right column, uncheck everything but mobile. And
mobile feeds, and that's it.
And that whole campaign is mobile.
Exactly. So now let's say there's a future where you want to do desktop. Well, then you do the exact same thing just for desktop newsfeed. And then let's say in the future you want to test instant articles. I don't even know what that is. Let's say you want to test it. You would do just instant articles. We test one variable at a time. Why? So that we know what's working and what's not. That's the only way to get reliable data. If you're doing a scientific study, you don't test all the variables all at once.
Yeah.
You test them one at a time. That's the only way to get reliable data that you can make decisions on. Does that make sense?
It does, 100%.
So sometimes you have to be a little bit like a scientist. And so we'll move down, and then there's more specific stuff like you can target just
So essentially, we just created 3 ad sets, and all 3 ad sets are going to be mobile optimized only for these.
Exactly.
We're going to save this,
Yep.
and then do you want to show them how to duplicate one more and then create a desktop version?
Yeah, we can show exactly how to do
but
that.
We'll finish up on this page.
Yeah, exactly. So this is
because they just switched up the platform a little bit, so we're just
we're learning it as we go here too. And so here it is. So it says conversions. It says my pixel isn't ready. Yours will be because you learned how to do it from Jaden. Again, I'm in an old ads account here. Then we have conversion window. We actually want this to be 1 day. And essentially what this is asking is how long do you want to track conversions for? So the conversion we're actually optimizing for with our campaign is actually for a lead. And so we're actually optimizing the conversion for every person who enters in their email address and becomes a lead. And for us, that takes place after 1 day. In the future, you could actually optimize for purchases, and that might be a future thing you can do 7 days. Just leave it as 1 day. Just kind of trust me on that. If we have bid amount, keep that in automatic. When you get charged impression,
we've noticed for bid amount, when we select automatic, Facebook actually gives us the cheapest price. They're nice in that. They're not. If you go manual, you start setting your targets, getting a little greedy. Maybe being like, I'm not going to pay for over the. They'll actually charge you a little more. So automatic works best.
Okay, perfect, Staves, perfect. So then it's going to ask us for our budget. So what we do is we run, let's see. Let's see. How do we set it, Staves? Okay, so we have a weighted split. Wow, that's really cool. We have an even split. Start date, end date. How do we set it, Staves?
We did ongoing.
To where it was ongoing. Do you see that? In this test, as soon as, okay, so it's asking us, let's see. And again, I know. So usually what we do, and let's see. Yes, we've always did ongoing, essentially forever.
Yeah.
And it looks like that option isn't in here right now. So what we'll do is we'll edit in how to do that. I'm not sure exactly how to do that, but we're going to show you guys exactly. We've done a lot of good work in this video, so I don't want to scrap the video just because of that. So what we'll do is we'll create either an edit or a video right below this, how to set the budget. But essentially, if you can't do an ongoing, it'd be the total budget for the campaign. You can set a daily budget. So this isn't the daily budget. This is the total budget, it looks like. And so I would just leave that. It looks like 800 is the standard. I would just leave that, and then we'll set the daily budget later, and we'll show you how to do that. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not letting us click ongoing. Let's see. Nope. Okay. So it looks like it's not letting us choose ongoing. We'll figure that out, and we'll let you guys know. I'm just going to go ahead and click continue to kind of continue along here. And then we'll edit in how to do that, or have a video right below this one on how to do that. So then what we have is we have the ad name. You can set it for whatever you want, right? This is just the name of the ad that's going to go under each ad set. So I would just do story ad. You actually make most of the decisions you make under the ad set, not the ad. So the ad name you rarely ever see. So I usually keep it generic. Now this is what's important, Staves. You see, so we just did ad name, story ad. You see it says create new ad, use existing post. What we want to click is use existing post. That's how, remember we posted that post? We want to use it. So I'm going to click use existing post. And we'll
you
show it up right here.
Select your fan page if you have more than one.
Yep,
make sure
select the fan page, and then you select the post on that page. And here's my post right there.
That's
there it is. Like. And that is literally all you have to do. Then you simply click place order. I'm not going to click place order because this is kind of a test ad for me. And so that is all you have to do, and you can actually preview it, see what it looks like. But then you submit your ad, and that is essentially all you have to do. We have advanced options, which is the tracking pixel stuff. You don't have to worry too much about that. And we are going to figure out for you how to do ongoing. They might have removed that from this. I'm not sure why.
We'll edit something in right into this video.
Yeah, with a true answer of exactly what to do here. And that is essentially all you have to do. That is how you place your first ad. You'll automatically have 3 ad sets going live right here for 3 different interests is what we recommend. And then in the future videos, we're going to show you how to optimize your campaigns, how to scale your campaigns, when to know if a campaign isn't working, when to cut a campaign. We're going to teach you all that. But for now, go out there, place your first ad, get your feet in the water, see how it goes, and we'll let you know when we have the answer for this right here. See you soon.
See ya.
Okay, so here is the good news. We've got it figured out. It took us a minute or two there.
Yeah.
Remember how, and I believe it was the very first video, we talked about being pre-committed to solving, that you're going to run into hurdles. You're going to run into obstacles. And we're pre-committed to figuring those out. So it took us a minute or two to work towards the solve there and get it figured out. And we did it. So here's essentially what's going on. Remember earlier we had that little checkbox that said create a split test campaign?
Yep.
Well, when you do that, it doesn't allow you to set a daily budget. Instead, when you have that, it has you set a lifetime budget. We really prefer a daily budget. It's easier to calculate what you're spending.
Especially when you're just starting off.
Yeah, and there are campaigns that we might want to let run for months.
Yeah.
So essentially, you can schedule a campaign to run for months and months versus like, okay, I'm going to set this campaign for 2 weeks from now, and then 2 weeks from now, that campaign's crashing and Facebook turns it off.
Yeah.
We don't want that to happen for you.
So we're going to give you a few more touches on setting up an ad set.
Yeah, exactly. So here's how to do it. So essentially, all you have to do is hit the back button. We've essentially just got to make one tweak to this entire show. So essentially, here's the page that you're on previously. If you hit the back button, you'll come right back to this page where we selected conversions. And the only tweak we want to make is instead of checking this little button right here, all we have to do is just not check it. Just skip that box. And instead just start with our campaign name.
Library story ad
what was
with
it?
a date. Library
story ad, and then it was June 23. So you'll set yours for whatever you have. We're going to click continue. And now here's what you want to do. So before, we thought that the way to create multiple ad sets at once was to check that split test, but it's actually right here. So we can still do that same capability where we're creating new ad sets all at once, but instead of doing it by split testing, we're just selecting this button. So all we do is we click create multiple ad sets. You want to click on that. We click create multiple ad sets. We scroll down a little bit. We select our conversion pixel again, just like we did before. We come down here. We do have to create the audience again, but that's only a few seconds. We do US 21 to 65 plus. We do all gender, all languages. I don't even select language. We have detailed targeting. So we come in here, type in Eric Worre, which is Network Marketing Pro, Eric Worre. And then all we do is, you see this button states as add detailed targeting variation. You see that? That's how we create multiple interests from the same campaign all at once. So we click add detailed targeting variation, and it actually is even easier than before.
It's a unique name for add more keywords. Add more interest.
Yeah, exactly. And then we just come in here, we type in Ray Aitken, just like we did before. And then we come back, add detailed targeting variation.
Really
they added 8 complex words to say something super simple. And then we're going to come in here, we're going to type in My Lead System. And yours could be whatever. You don't have to use these 3 keywords if you're in a totally different niche. It's your keywords. You can do whatever keywords you want. This is just the example. And then there we go. So it's actually even easier than before. Then we come down here, we're going to click Edit Placements again. This is actually kind of nice. Now you get to do it more than once because over time you're going to be doing a lot of different ads. It's really nice to do a bunch of these and just get really clear on how the platform works. So we're going to click Edit Placements again, mobile only. We are going to unselect Instagram, unselect Audience Network. We're going to click on this Facebook drop down, unselect Instant Articles, to where essentially all we're targeting, mobile, newsfeed.
That's it.
That's it. We want to target one thing at a time. Then we scroll down. Once we've done that, we come down to the bottom. We select one day, right? One day, just like before. And then here we go. So now we can do our even distribution. So basically, what this means is that each ad set will have the same budget. And that's what we want. And so what we want is we come in here and it says 3 ad sets with $20 daily budget. So essentially, whatever your daily budget is, it's going to divide that by that amount of ad sets. So for example, if you want each ad set to be $5 a day each, you would set this to what, Stace?
15.
To 15.
Yep.
That's essentially all you have to do.
And I'll say right there, circle that.
Yep.
It shows the daily.
Accidentally opened up a new tab.
It shows the daily budget there for you.
Oh man, it keeps doing this.
Sensitive little bugger.
Yes, little bugger. Oh gosh, dude. Okay, so we have that, and then you see this how it says run my ad set continuously. That's what we wanted to see before, and it wasn't there, but it's there now. So we're going to leave that as is. So again, all we did was we selected at the very top that we wanted multiple ad sets. We did our conversion pixel. You selected yours that Jaden showed you how to set up. We came in here, we did US 21 to 65 plus, all gender, and then we added our 3 different interests, which will automatically create 3 different ad sets for each interest for us automatically. That's amazing. We edited the placements to only mobile, only newsfeed. If you want to launch your campaigns the way I launched mine, which is desktop and mobile, you would do that again. So then essentially, you would do this all over again, except the second time you would do desktop only. You probably can. I'm not sure exactly what to do from this screen. Cool. You probably can simply just duplicate that campaign and do that. Yes, Stace. And so we'll come down here, 1 day click, scroll down a little bit farther, and we're going to click continue. And then we're going to select, and then it allows us essentially the ability to edit the ad set name. So if we want to name this, for example, I believe this one, it isn't telling us which one. Oh, here we go. More.
Yeah,
it isn't telling us. Oh, here it is. So yeah, this is Eric Worre. So then we know that. And I would definitely do this so that you know which, because you don't want to look in. It's like, which ad set's doing the best? And you don't even know which is which. Yeah. So you definitely want to do this. We're going to do Ray Hicken. That's what this one was. And then this one was My Lead System Pro. And so definitely, whatever interest you target, name the ad set that. That's really nice that Facebook does that. $5 a day each. Super simple. Then it's going to ask us, okay, where do we want it to be? And again, it asks us for the ad set name. I just do story ad. You rarely ever use it. I don't make any decisions based on it. All of the data is under the ad set, not the ad. And so we never really need to mess with the ad much. So I just name all of mine the same story ad. You can literally name it whatever you want. We want to select use existing post. There it is.
There it is.
Voila. And we're literally done.
As you say press place order,
it goes live.
It goes in front of millions of people. I mean, depending on your keyword you select. I saw Eric Worre was over a million.
Was over a million people. Millions of people can potentially see your ad. Obviously, it's dependent upon your budget. So if your budget's $5 a day, it might be 1,000 people a day see your ad. If your budget's $50 a day, it might be 50,000 people see your ad each day. So it's dependent upon your budget, of course. The more you spend, the more people Facebook puts your ad in front of. But to start, we start with just a few bucks, and then we scale the ads as they work, and that's what we're going to be teaching you in the future.
And to follow your strategy when you use desktop, you can literally place this order. And I believe once the ad sets are back there, you can literally just duplicate those ad sets. All you got to do is tweak mobile to desktop, and you can have a whole new set of ads.
So essentially, just like Steve just said, you simply duplicate it, and then it'll, when you're on this screen and it says device, all you do is you switch the device from mobile to desktop only, and we're going to do the same thing. We only want the desktop news feed, and that is it. We don't want
everything else remains the same.
And that's all you have to do. And you could have all of a sudden 6 ad sets live out there. Three for mobile, 3 for desktop, 3 different interests.
Exactly. And then you have data. You're compressing time.
Yeah, that's the fastest way to find out if your ad's going to work or not. And then you can make real decisions quick versus finding out, okay, I'm going to see in 2 weeks if this ad's going to work. No, I want to know in like 2 days if the ad's going to work or not, so that if it's not going to work, I want to do a new ad fast.
Exactly.
Speed is kind of the name of the game here. So we'll see you in the next videos.
See you then.
Bye.